Our journey began in the ancient forests of Burundi, face to face with the gentle giants of the wild, the mountain gorillas. But our adventure through Uganda was far from over. Next, we set out to trek with chimpanzees, stand before the world's most powerful waterfall, and explore remote wetlands in search of one of Africa's rarest birds, the shoebill stork. It was time to head to Kibale National Park, home to one of the largest populations of wild chimpanzees in Africa. The 5-hour drive to our lodge took us along the edge of Queen Elizabeth National Park, one of Uganda's most iconic parks, home to elephants, hippos, baboons, and over 600 species of birds. After the long journey, we settled into a hotel and called it a night, as tomorrow we step deeper into the wild to meet those who mirror us the most.
Good morning. It is 5:15, Wednesday the 24th, and we are just getting ready to go and see the chimpanzees.
The drive from our lodge to Kibale National Park took about 1 hour. As we arrived, we were welcomed by members of a local community. After meeting our head guide, porters, and armed guards, it was time to begin our trek. A journey to find our chimpanzee family, the Kanyantale group. The name means home of lions, a reminder of a time when these forests belonged to the great predators that once roamed here. And now to the chimpanzees who rule it today. With every step, the forest closed in on us. And somewhere, deep within, the chimps were waiting. But little did we know, they were about to show us a whole new kind of wild.
One is trying to call
The others.
her friends, but they're not responding, but she's
Trying to find them.
she'll find her way.
Unlike the gorillas, the chimps were always on the move, and trying to keep up with them was no easy task. They raced through the forest with astonishing speed. Their calls echoing as they appeared and disappeared like shadows in the trees. We were lucky enough to catch a glimpse of a baby chimp clinging onto its mother and curiously watching us. Then suddenly, the mood shifted. The forest grew louder, the calls sharper, more frantic. At first, we didn't realize what was happening among the chimps. What we were about to witness, our guide told us later, was incredibly rare. The life of a baby dik-dik, a tiny antelope, had been lost. We didn't see the hunt itself, but what followed was unforgettable. The chimps feasted on the meat, carefully mixing it with leaves. Only a select few got to eat, while the others sat back and watched. Later, the alpha male carried the baby antelope high into the trees. And those who weren't eating came forward to sniff the ground. Chasing the chimps through the forest was pure adrenaline. Exhausting, chaotic, but easily one of my favorite parts. I was so out of breath, struggling to keep up, but every moment felt alive.
So what you're saying what we saw was a pretty rare sighting?
Yeah, it is not. It is a rare sighting actually. What we always see rarely, those are when they are hunting the monkeys. But for the duikers, it is rarely hunted. And when they hunt, the sharing is done. But if the hunter is very greedy, if decides not to give them meat, he decides to go with it anywhere. But the ladies kindly, they don't use force. It is a kind way of begging, and they'll give them food. But if it's the males, then the males have to fight back to get the meat. So the ladies are more gentle, and they get the meat so easily than the males.
So how long ago do you think that they caught it?
I think it was like 10 minutes
Before we saw
we
it.
were down there, and then I heard on the radio and telling me there is meat going on. That's why I started
Rushing.
moving. Those who could catch up with me did the catch up with me, and when I got where the meat was, yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The next day, we were back on the road for a 4-hour drive to our next stop, Murchison Falls National Park. The journey itself was a show. Murchison is Uganda's largest national park and home to the world's most powerful waterfall. As we entered the park, the landscape changed once again. A new wildlife we hadn't seen before, like the Ugandan cob. By sunrise, we set out to explore Murchison National Park. The air was cool, the light soft, and as the first rays of sun spilled across the savannah, the world seemed to pause. There's something extraordinary about watching the wild wake up. It brings a sense of peace and reminds me how grateful I am that my father shared his love for the wild with me. As we drove through the park, 2 lion cubs appeared on a mound, tumbling and playing in the golden light. It's moments like these, shared with family and friends, that stay with you forever. Though I must admit, the running commentary from the back of the Jeep made it all the more unforgettable.
Only Dolly is on top of her. Oh, lovely, they're trying to play. Naughty. Toy kimut gahana. Amma gengu dinnya. Amma gengu dinnya. Pakai tiang. Kana itu galak.
Galak? Lovely shot.
Oh no. Reminds me of my Zuri Boozy.
Easy boy.
After driving around the park, we took a quick break, made some silly TikToks,
Hey, haga baga. Move.
I'm strangling her, she's strangling me.
Quick, decide.
Okay.
Show the picture.
had lunch, then set off down the river to witness the sheer power of Murchison Falls from the water. As we cruised upstream, hippos bobbed along the surface, crocodiles basked on the banks, and elephants wandered down for a drink. Life gathering around the heartbeat of the river. The closer we got, the louder it became. A deep rolling thunder echoing through the gorge. And then, through the mist, we saw it. Murchison Falls in all its raw and untamed power. Here, the Nile squeezes through a gorge barely 7 meters wide before plunging 43 meters below in a thunderous explosion of mist and sound. On our way back to the lodge, we stumble upon two Patas monkey families locked in a territorial clash. It was my first time seeing these fiery little primates, and their behavior was fascinating. 1 minute, they were charging at each other like tiny furry gladiators. The next, they were grooming each other as if it never happened. And then, straight back to round 2. Absolute chaos, but hilarious to watch. It was time for our final stop, but before heading that way, we made one last detour to see Murchison Falls on foot. Standing at the top, the sheer force of the waterfall was nothing short of spectacular. As we climbed higher, the spray from the falls drenched us within seconds. But that view, looking down at the Nile, thundering through the gorge, was truly unforgettable. The drive from Murchison National Park to Entebbe took us from quiet tree-lined roads to the bustle of city life, a reminder that our journey was nearing its end. Once we arrived, we checked into hotels, got some rest, and later headed out for dinner, where we were treated to an incredible performance of traditional drumming and dance. The next morning marked our final adventure in Uganda. A mission to find the elusive shoebill stork. To get there, we first boarded a ferry across the water, then drove about 35 minutes through a small village until we reached the wetlands. The wetlands stretched endlessly before us. A maze of tall reeds, still water, and the distant echo of birds. This was prime territory for one of Africa's rarest and most elusive creatures, the shoebill stork. Only a few hundred are thought to remain in Uganda, and spotting one in the wild is never guaranteed. We boarded a small boat and glided quietly through the channels, scanning every shadow, every movement on the water. Time felt slow as we floated. Until finally, a glimpse of the bird flying in the distance. We headed towards it, hearts racing, but by the time we reached it, the shoebill had already started to take flight. In the moment, I was upset that I didn't get to see the bird in all its glory. But it's a reminder that in the wild, nothing is guaranteed. Nature moves in its own rhythm, and sometimes that's the greatest lesson of all. Uganda has been the backdrop of our wildest adventure yet. A land wilder, richer, and more breathtaking than I ever imagined. From the silent strength of the gorillas to the untamed energy of the chimps, every corner revealed the heartbeat of the wild. This journey was filled with laughter, adventure, and unforgettable moments. A true bucket list experience. And I couldn't be more grateful to have shared it with friends, but especially with both my parents.
Fix my hair, okay? You look fairy. You gotta look perfect.
You want to go back Bravo, bravo!
Let's go. Pole, pole. That means go slowly, slowly.
Take a selfie already.
Oh, it's a cow. The whole point of this stop was the bathroom.
Okay, I'll go in darkness. I like that.
Where are we, Nadine?
We are in murchison. I'm about to get real wet.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Woo!